Hey everyone out there on FlossTube. I hope you're all doing really great. I wanted to come on. It is February the 26th, and I wanted to come on and do a quick wrap up of January and February. I wasn't here at the beginning of the month because things got kind of busy and a lot of things going on in my brain. And then the next thing I know, I realized it's mid-February and I didn't do a video. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one and show you everything that I worked on for both of the months, and then let you know what I'm going to be trying next month, and we'll see how well that goes and the reason why. So just to update you just a little bit, my sister, she's going through cancer now, and this is her third round. And this one is, it's called a secondary cancer from her lymph nodes, the second bout of cancer she had. So unfortunately, there's no cure for this one. There's no, magical surgery. And I think I had said that she can't do radiation anymore because she had had the max with the first round, and so all she can do now is the chemo. It's a very slow growing cancer. Unfortunately, unless something unforeseen happens, this is what would end up taking her. But she can make it for 6 months, or she can make it for 6-7 years. They don't really know. So her cancer doctor had said to her that he told one guy who had something like this that he could possibly be looking at 3 years. You can't really tell, can't really, know how everybody's individual body is going to deal with it. And he ended up making it for 7 years. And so, you just don't know. But at the beginning of the month, I was staying in touch with her. When she went through her chemo and radiation the first time, the first cancer she got, she had a PICC line. This time she has a port. And so that's all set up. That went in really smoothly, and they gave it a week to heal, and it did that. It looked really good. She was ready to get her first treatment, and they ran her blood work real quick. She ended up being extremely low on a vitamin, and I can't remember vitamin E or D. I don't remember. It's terrible, I know. But they said that they needed to get that up before they could actually start the treatment. So they gave her a prescription strength of that vitamin, and she was supposed to wait a couple weeks. So she's got one more remaining, and if that pushes that up, which they anticipate it will, then she'll begin the treatment on that. And that'll just kind of help slow it down even more. So that's kind of where my mind was at the beginning of the month when all of that was going down, and the decisions, that she had to make on to have a port put on the outside where it's taped or actually inserted somehow. So, I was dealing with that a lot. And then mid-month, things got a little hectic at work. There was a lot of things going on that I was trying to decide if I was going to stay or not. It was kind of stressful. That's basically what it was. Wasn't the best work atmosphere. And I've been there at that cafeteria for many years. Getting ready to finish my 9th year and then start my 10th year in September, because I started September 2013. But then on Monday this last week, we went into work, my coworker and I, and my boss came in and said, I just wanted to let you know she was going to be quitting, giving her notice towards the end of the school year. She was going to move back to California this coming summer because all of her family is there. Her daughter and grandkids, the last ones that were here because her son moved back like a few years back. She was the last one, and she moved back there, ended up getting a really, really good paying job, getting herself settled with her kids, her husband, and when my manager went there for winter break, and then she was stuck there for 3 weeks because of the horrible weather there, she she got used to being around all of her grandkids because she's got grandkids in California that she's been away from for a long time, and a new grandbaby that's just eating solids. So she came back, she was able to get back here, and then she just went straight into a depression. Like, she went straight into a depression. I don't blame her. I couldn't imagine being away from my boys. So she made the announcement on Monday that she is going to be here a couple weeks, and she is moving back this spring break. So middle of next month. She's got a couple more weeks and she's out of here. So she's very excited about it. She's already got a job. With her experience, it wouldn't be a problem. So she's got everything waiting there. And her kids are all coming back. They're flying in and they're packing her up. They've got a storage unit because she used to live with her daughter and son-in-law and grandkids here. When they all moved to California and she stayed here, they just moved everything into a storage unit. And my manager's living with a friend who's also a lead at a school. And the boys are coming and her daughter, and they're all just going to go through everything in that storage unit, pack up what they don't give away, donate, sell, whatever. And they're just moving everything back. She will be done and she will be out of here. We hugged her later on, in the middle of the week. Actually, it was Friday. It was the end of the week. It was Friday. She gathered us all together and made the announcement because one of my coworkers, unfortunately, lost her sister. She passed away and she lived in Mexico. And so my coworker went back to Mexico to be there for her mom and family. They could all support each other and the funeral. So she just got back on Friday. And so the announcement was made by my manager, along with the announcement that I myself talked to our field manager, and I will be becoming the lead there. I will be the manager when we come back from spring break. I was like, that's a big responsibility with a high school. And I told our field manager, I know I want to step up. I know I want to be a lead. And I thought about it when my manager said that she was going to move in the summer. I ran the kitchen multiple times for extended amount of time, like a month here and there. And it's a lot. So I had thought about moving up as a manager in an elementary, maybe. And my field manager said, "Friend, you've been there for years. And you've worked your butt off to get to the position you're in." And she's like, "I can't imagine you just turn it away. I don't know why. You can do this. Whenever you have been in charge, I never get a phone call from you. Like, you're one of the ones, you and Cynthia, my manager, you're two of just a few that I don't get phone calls from because you got it. So what are you hesitant about?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a lot. It's a big kitchen." She's like, "It is, but it's home to you." Oh yeah, it is kind of home. And then my manager had said, "How would you feel if somebody came in, just like I did, and just start making changes? Now, when she did, it's because I hadn't even been a second lead. I was just a part-time worker. David had already passed. I was trying to deal with that. I was in no position to take any other position, you know, higher position like that. There was no way. So it was just kind of, it was something that had to happen. But now, you know, she's like, the experience you have, how many times you've managed this place, and to have somebody who's not even from this kitchen, she's like, these people here, they need somebody who knows them. So between them both, I really thought about it, and I said yes. I don't feel like I was pressured into it, because at this stage of my life and everything that's going on, if I thought I didn't want it and they were pressuring me, I would have stepped back and said, no, you're pressuring me. You need to take a step back. It's not going to happen. I guess I just needed to be told that if you come into a snag, we'll take care of it. And my field manager's like, Fran, I'm right here. You can call me at any given time at all. I said, okay. And then on Friday before I left, my manager, Cynthia, said, well, you know, I'm going to be here a couple more weeks. Fran and I are going to, you know, hash anything out of things that she's not sure about. She looked at me, she goes, I don't know what it is you don't know. And I said, you know, when I really thought about it, because I was thinking over this last week after I said yes, what should I write a list of questions I should ask? And I realized I really don't know. I said, I don't know what you do in here that you just automatically do that I haven't needed to. And she said, well, yeah, that's true. When I've been in charge, she's always told me on the phone, leave any filing to me. I will take care of it. Oh, I had floss tube on and decided, oh, I got to do this video. So, you know, it's just going to be experience of just doing the stuff. So the reason why I'm telling you all of this is that this is not going to start until the end of March, because we have a week and a half off for spring break, providing we don't get any more snow. We had snow day on Thursday, and it's supposed to be snowing off and on, but the temps are in the 30s, so the mid-30s. I think it's just going to snow and melt. That's what I think. Middle of the night tonight is supposed to be straight up snow. And it's been snow and snow rain. And it's just wet out there. So if we don't have any more snow days, then we'll have a week and a half off. So what I'm going to do in March, because I'm not just going to be the manager now, and I got to get into a swing of things. And I have 2 coworkers that are stepping up to come in early with me, and I got the okay, because we will also be down a person because Cynthia's on the floor, which means she's out on the floor and she's doing work. So we're going to have to make up for what she normally does. Plus, I'm going to have to do the office stuff and my stuff. So my coworkers are pulling in, and they're like we have in the past, and going in early. And then my shift gets extended because it's a full-time shift. So my shift ends at 2:30 unless I'm done sooner than that. So I got to get into the groove of things. Hopefully they can get us a new person, but they just got Cynthia's 2-week notice last week, the middle of the week. So I feel like at this point to sit down and do a video like this I'm going to be tired when I get home, and on my weekends, you know, I'm probably going to be doing some things and that I'm too tired to do during the week, because during the week is when I go work out at the gym too, trying to keep up with that. Taking care of my dogs and you know, all the good things. So basically what I'm saying is I am going to start vlogging. So when I pick up a project to stitch, what I will do is just record really quick. Hopefully I remember to pick up my phone all the time because I'm not used to it. And I will pick up my phone and say, you know, this is where I'm starting. And then when I'm done and I'm ready to pack it away for the month, I will put that this is my wrap up of that piece, because I put all of my whips in a box that is for the month. And when I'm done, normally I stick it back into the box, and then at the end of the month, beginning of the next, whichever, I grab that box and I do my whip update. I do it a wrap up, and then I have my new stuff sitting out to show what I'm stitching on the next month. Then I swap them, and unless there's something in there I'm still stitching. Well, now I'm just going to be putting it back into my cart, so I will do a wrap up on it and then put it away. And I will see over the next couple months how well that works, and I will piece them all together. So I hope it works out. I hope you enjoy it that way. I still got a couple of days left of the month, but that's okay, because I will show you where I'm at on that, and then I won't record where I'm starting, I don't think. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do it before I start stitching it this evening. And that way, that video will start with, you know, the beginning of that piece for right now. It's not March. Still got just a couple more days left of February, but I'm just attaching it to that. Also, at the end of this video is going to be my tour of my craft room / sitting room. So I got dinner going. I got to check on it in a little bit, and I got to cook up my veggies and do all the things. And then I'm going to cross stitch, and then I got to go to bed, because I'm sure we'll have to go to work in the morning. I hope so. We've only got a couple weeks, and we've been having days off here and there. I just need to do my job. Especially since I got to wrap my brain around the fact that I'm going to be in charge over there. Yipes. But it'll be okay. So what I'm going to be showing you first is the, it is going to be the pieces that I stitched in January that I did not stitch this month. There were days that I did not stitch at all. At the end of my floss tube part of my video, I will also show you my little tiny haul. So this was supposed to be done in February, or I'm sorry, not February, in December. I have it down on my calendar to stitch on this every single weekend, starting this next weekend, and get these done. So this should be crossed out. I just haven't done it yet. I've only got December, January, and February. And I have the colors picked out. I have the fabric. I just need to do it. I was just like stitching these things and stitching these things. And then I think I just hit a snag, you know. Got tired. So I'm doing it in the black 18 count. Because I saw this on somebody's website. So I changed the colors up to white, which they have white in the original anyhow, or color similar to white. It's Rainbow Gallery thread that it's charted for. But I have white. I have gray, a light gray for the church and the houses. I have yellow for the windows to look like it's light. And then I need to pick a color for the doors. I haven't done that yet, because the doors were originally charted in black. So I gotta change that up. Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know if I want to stitch it in black on black. I don't know. I don't think so. Then I worked on Drawn Threads, Welcome Winter. I want to get all of these. But I just have this one right now. And I'm supposed to be doing a letter a month, but I never got to it in February. Oop, there's the chart on the back. This is done on, oh, I have it on the bag, don't I? Where did I put it? Oh, yeah, it's on the back here. Let's see. 28 count lamb's wool even weave. So I just finished up the letter W in January. I already had this part stitched a year ago. I think it was, I don't remember. I don't remember when I did that. Anyway, I finished that up. Isn't that so pretty? I love this. This is so much fun, and I love the fabric. So I will keep these out because they are going to be March stitches. Then I stitched on this in January. I picked the bag out for this chart. This is done on 28 count. I don't have it memorized. Vintage Country Mocha. Autumn Things from Waxy Moon Design. This is the one that was given to me by Michelle. I am doing the called for Weeks Dye Works colors, and I stitched pumpkin. So cute. So then next month I will stitch the word sweater. I'm really hoping, I got 5 days charted for this, and I have 3 days charted for this. Normally it's 2, but I'm hoping to get a little ahead. Plus I don't know. I mean, I've got spring break, so I will definitely get a bunch of that stitched. And then there's more. Where is it? Nope. And nope. And yes. All right. I stitched this. This was actually a Whip Go from January. I think Welcome Winter was my Whip Go also in January. And I'm stitching the whole series. This is done on a 28 count. Fabrics by LJ called Fur. This is how much of the fabric I have, so I will have some left. I'm very excited. This is it. And I did the ghost, and it was over my 500 stitch goal because I just wanted to get all of him done. I won't be stitching this in March, though. Okay. So this will get put back. And I did not stitch on this. I just stitched on that in January, and I just stitched on this in January. But I will be bringing it back out for March. So this thing is just a whole bunch of pieces because I've been stitching on this since the 1990s. I am doing summer, and it's the last one. You have been seeing this one for years because I was floss tubing back when I was doing the winter. I think even autumn. This is done on the 14 count piece of Ada that came out of Mason jar lineup because I replaced that with 28 count. And in January, I did everything but the blue. So I did the whole roof and everything for the house. That white. Is that? No, I can't see. The white part up here is just not stitched yet. There's some areas on all of these pieces that are white. I don't leave them blank. I stitch them in unless it's in the yard or the background. But if it's like part of like an ice wagon, you know, where it's white and then has the words or something, I would stitch that in. All right. That was all my January stitching. What I will show you now is this month's stitching. So I just finished this one up. This is, well, it was because I'm done, my whip go for February. Harvest Light. I need to hashtag it on Instagram, which I will. This is one I'm doing a sal with Michelle. She used to be a floss tuber. It's called hashtag Fall Lantern Sal. I had to think about it. I am doing this. Whoopsie. On 28 count, white. I wanted to finish up the lantern, but I was getting towards the end of this month. Like, I just finished this for my Whipco yesterday afternoon. So I stitched an area that I knew I could just rely on a few colors to get it done. And it was this area right here, all of this. And believe it or not, that's actually a pear. I have to stitch the stem. And there's a few other things that's surrounding it. But it is a pear. Piece of fruit. So there it is. Now I don't have this down for March, but I will be having it down for April. And then this was another whip go that is done. All my whip goes are done, pictures taken, and they're posted on the whip go board. This is Pause, Relax, Renew, and it's from a Stony Creek magazine, winter of 2016, and it's a restart. I do like the white. I started looking at it really close, and maybe I should have did it on the white. And then I just like, no, if I restart this again, I'm done. And I don't want to be done because it's really pretty. This is a really pretty piece of fabric. I'm not regretting this fabric at all. It's just, have you ever had a whip where you think you can picture it in like a couple of different color fabrics and you have to pick one? And you do, and you kind of wish you could pick both of them or all three of them, but that's the fabric. So here it is. I actually stitched a little over 500 stitches again, just because this blue purple, it would be almost all done if I stuck with 500 stitches. So I finished it out, and I will not be using that color again. It's already finished. The other pansies are purple and pink. I know this is blue purple, but there's a lot of dark blues that are coming in, so it's actually, they're going to be blue pansies. So yeah, I think it's really, really pretty. This was already done. This was done. And then just one light green color that was right on the edge was already done. So I filled in all that green all up in here, this, and then this blue purple. This also is not called for in March. And my birthday was a couple Saturdays ago. And I did my birthday start, which was this one right here. How did it do that? Kids, you're in my spot. You should get down here and eat some of your food. Your dinner is sitting there. She's gonna snore and sit in my spot. I don't know why. I think Lou was on the dog bed. There's blankets at the other side of my love seat. It's for her, and then there's blankets on the big, huge, fluffy dog bed. I can't tell what Lou is underneath. Anyway, I'm doing it on the 28 count called for white fabric and all the called for flosses. I am purchasing floss and fabric as I get the charts, and I have a haul coming as I think I just showed a little bit of chart. As I am doing my vlogging, I will show you my haul when it comes in, but it's a bunch of floss for the February, March, and April. And I have March and April in an actual chart coming from 123 Stitch. I got all these on PDF, but I was already making the order. It was the same price, so I just ordered those and clicked add all, so I got all the flosses for it. But this here is what I did. It was just on my birthday in the evening. I didn't stitch for very long because I was home, but I was just relaxing. It was my birthday. Kids were at work. I went and got myself some, no, did I get myself something or did I make something? I don't remember. I was just taking, just relaxing, not caring about anything. And then the next day I went to my friend's house for my Bible study, so I went to bed early. And that's all I got. But I will be stitching this in March and trying to get this done within, I want to get this done by April. Everything's falling. Okay, I'll show you this one. And then I have one more. And I'll show you my little haul. This one here, Lucy Kate's Autumn 4 Seasons. After I'm done with this, I have one more and I will have all 4 finished. I'm stitching this on a 28 count. I think it's called Whisper. I think. I don't have the tag for it. So I am picking my own colors, or on some of them I'm just using the DMC. This is pretty monotonous, up and down, up and down, up and down. I got all these done just so I could do that. What I do is I grab the 2 strands because it's 2 over 2. I stitch it until it's done. Then I jump over and did the words. Came back, I did another 2 strands, double strand, you know, piece of floss. Then finished that, jumped over here, did this, all the, this part of the tree and the branches, did some more, jumped over, did all the leaves, because this was getting monotonous, up and down, up and down. You can only do that so many times. And this is working out really great. When I get done with a section, I'm ready to grab another and go again. I have this here down during spring break in the day when I'm just sitting back stitching for a couple of hours. so I can get this done and still keep up on things. And here is my last one. This is what I'm stitching now. I went back to it because I had down to stitch a block a month, and I was stitching these blocks fast. I gave myself 2 days to do one block, and I was getting the block done and another one. And I just decided, made the decision this month, I'm just going to do this whole thing and get it finished. I want a full finish. So it's Country Cottage Needleworks. Snow Sampler. This is stitched on a 28 count piece of linen from the craft store. And I got all of that. So tonight, what my concentration is, I am going to just stitch the blocks. Because I was doing the block and everything in it since I had a goal of getting a full block done. Now I am just stitching it until I'm stitching all the blocks, and then I'll go back. I am stitching this all week because February ends on a Tuesday. And then March is in the middle of the week. Well, the way I have my calendar set up for my stitching is week after week after week. The last week of March ends on a Friday, which is perfect since I am doing those free rainbow galleries every weekend. So I'm just taking the part of this coming week, that's February, and the last part of the end of the week, that is beginning of March, and I'm making those a freebie, and I'm working at getting that completely done. The only thing I have at work that I will stay a little extra for is inventory day, because it's at the end of the month. So it would be, sometimes they have us do inventory on the second to the last day, and some they have on the last day. It's up to the office when they send us the paperwork. So it will probably be Tuesday, because we didn't hear anything on Monday. Other than that, it's just going to be business as usual. There's nothing major. So, not until after she leaves. But yeah, that's going to be happening now. And then also, if I do not get it finished, I don't know why I wouldn't, but because I've been stitching those blocks really fast. I quit doing it. It would be done, but I quit doing it to do my whip go, which was fine. So I just showed you my March. There are my whip goes. I did not pull those out. My whip goes are July's Country Cottage Needleworks Cottage of the Month. And then my seasonal tree, I totally finished, not FFO'd, but just FO'd the Christmas seasonal tree, which you'll see when I do my vlogging. Since I didn't grab it, I fully finished Christmas. Sorry, I'm going to yawn. Oh, a little tired. But I will be starting a new one. I did put it on my Whipco board, even though December was done. Winter, whatever you call it, you know, with cold month. This season, winter is finished. I put it on my Whipco because I want to keep it going. I want to make sure I finish the seasonals that are a set or monthlies, because I'll start them and not finish them all. Like the Lizzie Kate. 2 of those Lizzie Kates have been done for a while. I just need to get my butt in gear and get the other 2 done. So that's why it is on my Whipco board, even though winter is finished. So it's a start, but yet to me, it's part of the series. Okay, so let's get going on my haul real quick, because I'm still adding the tour of my room. I watched Pam from Pam's Crafty Corner. She did her, what do you call that? Whip Parade. That hurt my brain. I saw this that she had started, and I jumped on and found it on Amazon on Prime, and I bought it so fast. It's so beautiful. It's called Winter's Hush. Yeah, Winter's Hush. And it's just gorgeous. Oh, I don't even think when I'm done, I don't even think I'd want to take it down for the other seasons. But comes with a 16 count fabric, which I will use in this because it's one of those charts, since it's a gold collection where you're using 1, 2, 3, I think even as much as 4 maybe flosses, maybe. I know 3. You know, Pam said that you have to really pay attention to the chart because of all the different counts of flosses you use for different stitches, which is no big deal. I'm a seasonal I mean, I've been stitching for 30 years. I think I got it. Not that big of a deal. And then I can go ahead and show this. So excited. I was so anxious. Like, I was on the Stitching with the Housewives group because somebody had commented, oh, I can't wait. My secret spring is on its way. Everybody's like, when can we show it? Well, Priscilla and Chelsea already showed it on their Floss 2 video, so I'm showing it. This is their collaboration with Fat Quarter Shop. They did the chart. Fat Quarter Shop did the other stuff. Isn't that cute? This is the zipper pull. Like Priscilla, I will probably attach it to this piece when I stitch it and actually fully finish it. Comes obviously with the chart. Hello Spring. They're supposed to be showing a couple different ways on how to finish it. She showed hers, which is on the cover. So it came with the bag, it came with the chart, came with all the floss. There's a lot of floss in here. There's a lot. I didn't open it up to count it. Comes with the stitching fabric. 28 count. Even weave. I'll probably stitch it. I think I'll stitch it this way. I don't know. I really have to decide how I want to stitch it. It's called Thin White Pine Board. And then it came with a piece of finishing, which is really pretty. So if you want a double, you just have to get that, which I got a ton of fabric. Then I purchased all of these. I think there's one more. I think there's only 3 that I got so far, and I've been waiting, so the other one is probably already out. I don't know. But it's City Spring, and my 1, 2, 3 stitch order has the floss and fabric coming for it. And that's it. I do have this series that I started purchasing. I purchased all of these. I crossed my stitches. I'm drawing a blank. She stitched that. That's where I found it. Then, where are you? I purchased this a while back, but I don't think I ever showed it to you. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it's so pretty. I just love it. The background is not stitched the blue, so I want to put it on blue, a light blue. I think that's all I have right here. And then one more before I go. This came in the mail about a week ago, and then I just purchased the next one. And they said, Crazy Annie said that it should be delivered on Monday, which is tomorrow. I can't remember how many there are, 6 or 8. When I get these, then when I can get to the craft store, I buy what DMC it calls for. In this case, it's 1 each. This one here calls for 3 of them. Sorry, you saw a little bit of the chart. Just a tiny bit. And of course, I ordered it as a set. So I got all the fancy floss for it and 1 piece of fabric because I'm doing it long. So I just have to purchase the DMC as they come. Even if it's an option, I usually just do it myself because a lot of times, as you can see, because it's already, well, I already put it on the tag, floss tag that I make, I already have the colors. I have to see if I have these colors. If not, I got to go purchase them. I probably have at least 1 of them. All right, so I think that's it. So when I print mine off, I get these bags. I don't know if I've shown them to you or not. But I get them off of Amazon. And there's 100 of them in here. So, yeah, that's a lot. And then I did purchase the small size for when something gets printed and it's just a small chart, I just fold it. Or if I just have 1 of these in the floss, I will put it in one of those. But this, I have the whole series coming. So I put it in a big Ziploc bag. But let me see. Let me show you. That came with that one. Is there any that I have? Yeah. So this is one of the bags I purchased. And see, the chart is small. And I just stuck everything in there. It's all kitted up. I kitted it up. So I get this size. And I purchased this size. And these things last a long time when there's 100 of them in there. So I thought I'd show you that little tip. They go in these bags when they're fully finished. They go in these bags as whips, or they go in these bags as partially kitted. It's what helps keep me on track. Okay. Between this and my room tour, we're looking at an hour. I was going to shorten it, but it is what it is. So I'm going to get off here now. I got to go check my pork chops. I've got them going low and slow, but it's been going slow for a while. I hope you enjoy the room tour. If you have any questions on the room tour, if you have any questions on what I showed you, go ahead and ask me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really hope you enjoyed the vlogging. I probably will go back to this once things at work starts to settle down. Even during summer, because summer, being a manager, I will have to do the summer school, which is no big deal. And it's very laid back and relaxed. But for a few months until I get into the groove of being a manager there full time, I think the vlogging is going to be the best way to go. So I really do hope you enjoy that. And I appreciate you all watching my videos so much. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone. All right, everyone. So we're about ready to have a grand tour of my sitting/crafty room. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so as you come into the room this way, I have my television up mounted on the wall. I'd like to find a way to hide the cords, but it's okay for now. So straight down here, I have one of these carts, these drawer organizing carts. On the top, I decided that that is where I'm going to start putting my fictional books. I do have a bookshelf. It is in my bedroom, but it's pretty much loaded down with essential oil books, Bible studies, my keto books, and other diet recipe books. So I'm just going to be keeping my fictional books in here. Inside of these drawers, I have cross-stitch fabric, and I also have finishing fabrics. I also have some things that I need to pull out and put somewhere else. But for right now, they're in there. There's some charts, papers. Everybody has papers, right? So I do have those in there that I need to figure out what I'm going to do. But This is going to be mostly just my cross stitch fabric and my finishing fabric. Now we're going to come around, and this is the L-shaped desk that my son gave to me. And it's working out perfect. So over here, I have my station for cutting. The plastic PCC leaned up is a Fisker, I think is what it's called. And it's where you cut your fabric into circles. Then you cut them in half circles, fold in half, and then you have a circle finish piece of fabric. I just purchased this table that I put together a few days back. That's for my printer, and underneath my printer I have my PlayStation 4 and I have my Apple TV. Now I have my little 3-tier stand here. It's a pie rack actually that my husband surprised me with many years ago, and I want to put seasonal finishes on there and decorate it for every season. My Cricut will come in from the garage and sit behind there, but I can easily pick that up and move it off to the side when I need to use my Cricut, but it's not like I'll use my Cricut all the time. Down below, I have my little tools for my Cricut. I have my cardstock, and then in the drawers themselves, the top one has my Cricut programming. The second one has my thread and needles and everything for my sewing machine. And the bottom one is just odds and ends to put in there. You swing over here, and this is my new sewing machine. Some of the stuff won't stay. I just had that sitting there charging my phone. That half that half guitar looking thing was my mother-in-law's and father-in-law's. It was in their house for many, many, many years. I think it was even handed down. And I was lucky enough to inherit it when they passed. This is a folding chair that my husband gave me a long time ago when I had my other craft room in my bedroom, and it fits right up underneath there perfect. It doesn't look like it on this, but it actually sits flush against the table, so it works out really, really well. Then we're going to go up here, and this is the pegboard that my husband built for me. Now I am going to be taking the ribbon out. I'm going to need to find something to organize the ribbon with better, because this really doesn't work. There's, you know, I need to take it off when I want to put ribbon around a pillow, and it's just, it didn't work out being on there, but I'll get to it later. And yeah, this is probably by far my favorite section, and I'm really thrilled about that. Okay, so what's next to my desk is the closet here with the cube organizers that my son got me for Christmas. So what's inside there? There's a whole bunch of different things in there. Each box has things that are related to each other, like all my fall items to fully finish. One has a bunch of plug-in cords to charge things with. One has all of my, what are they? Oh, there's something in there. I can't remember what they were. But there's a whole different amount of things in these, but each basket, everything in it relates to each other. So I do need to reorganize that. I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to do it. But up on the top are 4 of those baskets, and those 4 baskets are going to be for every season. And what goes inside there is any of my FFOs or any decorations that I have that will fit in there. So my fall that you see right there, inside that basket that you can't see is a whole bunch of little miniature pumpkins. Not real ones, fake ones. The one with the rabbit has spring items in there. So it's anything that has to do with decorating for that season. As I said, if it fits. My Kay's creation stand, I do need to find another place for that. I just got it sitting there for now. I have a lot of stuff sitting there for now. In the last 3 cubes that I have there, sorry, 4. I don't know why I just said 3. I have shoes, and then the top one, of course, is my cross-stitch books. And then up there is just a disaster. There are the fall decorations from Hobby Lobby that I got 90% off, and I just kind of stuck them up there. Plus there's a few things for spring. There is knitting needles, there's yarn, there's just a variety of things up there that I've got to figure out how I'm going to organize them because they're too big to fit in these cubes. So we're going to walk over and do a switch. And this side here is scary. So this is where I'm keeping all of my floss. So this is just a fraction of the floss that I have compared to all the stuff that is inside of the kitted and partially kitted projects I have. Up there is all of my boxes that have finishes, but they're not fully finished. And then a few other things tucked here and there that I got to decide if I'm going to keep. That wooden thing there was my husband's cane when he was having back issues, and my children and I remember him having that for years. Okay, and then down here is the chaos. So I have some items to decorate the room with for seasonal. The box is partially kitted projects. The plastic box there right here has it has papers in it for cutting. Well, I can't think of it. Crafty paper. And there's just a lot of stuff for finishing pillows. There's sticky board, there's foam board, there's that right there that has charts in it. It's just, yeah, it's best if I keep this door closed. So, but that is the closet. You get to close the door and no one's the wiser except for Floss Tube, because now everyone who watches my videos now knows what my closet looks like. But it will change as soon as spring break gets here. All right, now we are going from my closet and we're swinging around. I decided to get rid of my wedge table. That was sitting there. It was very small, very awkward table. It went from very narrow to wider towards the back. It was fantastic for my living room in my house between our 2 reclining chairs, but I don't have those anymore. So I decided, since I needed to find a place for my 3-tier cart, this is perfect because now I have my whips on the bottom, my fully kitted projects in the middle, and then the top was empty. So I use those. That I have my Bible, my devotional, I have my planner, pens and papers and the things in there, and still room for my coffee cup. I have my coffee cup. There is the floor magnifying light that my husband bought me a long time ago. It's starting to go on the fritz, so I went ahead and purchased another one for now. And I can use that one if I want to sit in my bedroom and stitch, or if I want to sit outside and need a little extra light, I can do that. So I purchased this one, and I spent a lot of money for that thing. And it's not even as wonderful as I thought it was going to be, but I'm using it now. So it is connected to my Lowry stand. Here is my stitchy spot with my stitchy dog. The window seal has a lot to be desired. That needs to be totally organized. There's my sparkling water and Groku. A bunch of that stuff is going to be moved, and what will be up there will be cross stitch finishes, just to decorate a little here and there. I don't want to overdo it. I want it pretty simple up there. But that is my stitchy spot, and that's my new love seat. Gizmo absolutely loves it. I have a footrest, and I have another stitchy dog. So I keep their bed up against that side, because when Lou wants to jump down, because he's half dachshund, he's got very short legs, and I was really afraid that he was going to hurt himself. So I just pushed that there, and now he jumps down onto that soft dog bed, and it's raised up, so it works out really well. But this is where I sit, and I got a blanket from a friend of mine for Christmas, and even though that's not one of my dogs, it reminded her of a little bit of Rico. Even though Rico was more Gizmo's color, the face looks like Rico and the color looks like Dobby, so she had to get it for me. So it sits up there with my other Chihuahua. So now we are going to go from my stitchy spot, and we're going to turn around. And this here is my husband's dresser. That is now my crafty station inside. Everything inside mostly has to do with my cross stitch. Again, there's some things that I have stored in there that I knew I wanted to keep, and I wanted it out of the way, and I put it in there. But I would have to say a good 90% of it is cross stitch related. The top is all my tees. Now the bowl on the left-hand side, I'm not quite sure. I am going to keep it out, but I don't know if I'll keep it in this room or if I will put it in my bedroom and stuff it full of really cute seasonal items. I have to decide what I want to do with that. A lot of decisions to be made, but that's okay. So mostly everything else that's out is going to stay there. The only organization I truly have on that dresser is my teas. They're all inside organizing cabinets, cases, I should say. There's the watering. It's one of those pots that heat up your water. My daughter-in-law got it for me for Christmas. And then, of course, there's my lamp. On my lamp is that little heart necklace that I got for my mother-in-law, and the birthstone was David's birthstone color. And it meant so much to her that after I gave that to her on Mother's Day, she wore it every day for the rest of what couple of years she had. And my niece made sure that I received that back. There is also another necklace hanging on there that's right in the middle of two of them. Sorry, that got fuzzy. But that has a little tiny bit of ashes. That was my dog Ivan's, that my husband had done for me in secret. And when he presented it to me, I just sobbed and held him and thanked him. And he just held me, because Ivan's passing really just, all my dogs passing just totally wrecked me. But I had Ivan for a year and a day, and he was my first rescue dog that I lost, and I was just full of just horrendous guilt. Addison's isn't something that you can cause in a dog, but it was just really hard for me. We lost our Australian Shepherd, who was a rescue, but though he was our children's dog, and he was really up there in age when he passed, even though he was such a tremendous part of our family. But I've been, that really struck me pretty bad. I had a hard time getting out of bed after he died. Going to work was about all I could do. So he got me that. And then right next to that, hanging the lowest, it's the circle. My son gave me that, and it's got a little bit of David's ashes. And I think it's perfect that those two little necklaces are next to each other. And then his mom's necklace is right up above. So I keep those there where I can look at them every day. But that is my tea station and my crafty station in a way. And then over here is the glass and wood cabinet I have. Now both of these items here, the dresser and this cabinet, my husband's grandfather built. So what's inside here, the top is going to get all decorated right now. I just ordered a bunch of matching white frames that I'm going to put everything in. All of our pictures. Oh, I just touched that. Sorry. That was bad. So a lot of stuff is just kind of, it's going to stay where they are until those frames come in. Inside the cabinet, the first 3 shelves are everything to do with essential oils, making bath bombs, making soaps, making sugar scrubs. So no cross stitch related stuff in there, just all beauty products. And then down below are blankets. And then there's my door. So when you head out of this room, that is the door that leads to my bedroom. I really need to wipe the door down. My grand dogs keep going up and rubbing up against it, and they're furry, dirty huskies. That door there is my bathroom. And this is it. So there's my other nightstand that I need to put back together, or put together, not put back together. So yeah, that's it. That is the tour, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to slowly swing around. I have a lot of stuff. That's all of my monthly whips that I keep in there, so I know I keep them separate. But this is it. It's not a very big room, but I'm thrilled to have it after being in just a bedroom for a few years, 3 years. It was wonderful to have this room, and I'm just really thrilled about it. And I'm thrilled having this space so I can watch FlossTube. I can sit in here after work and read, cross stitch, sit with my dogs, and just relax every evening. So I hope you enjoyed the tour, and I am going to do my ever best to get my FlossTube video up and going. Perhaps here in just a few minutes I will get that going. It will be a quick update because I did not get to stitch a whole lot this January, but there is some things that I did. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask, and I will keep you informed on how I organize these different sections that I have in here that I told you that I want to do. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.